One of the most common frustrations that I hear from people is I know why I do this, I understand my trauma, and yet my body doesn't seem to care. And from a neuroscience perspective, this actually makes a lot of sense. And the reason is because healing begins with the nervous system learning something new about safety, connection, and selfhood or identity. So, today I want to introduce a framework that we'll be building on throughout this series. Healing is a neuroplastic learning process, and neuroplastic learning happens in the body, it happens in relationship, and it happens when it's repeated over and over again. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to update its wiring based on lived experience, not based on ideas and not based on willpower, not based on understanding alone. The brain updates when experience matters, meaning when emotion is present with our new experience. When attention is engaged, when the nervous system detects a difference between what is expected and what actually happens. This is why insight arrives faster than relief. The cortex may understand, but the nervous system still predicts danger. Trauma is a learning process. And from this lens, trauma is not only something that happened in the past, trauma is a learning history. It's the body's nervous system learning what to expect from people, what to expect from emotions, what to expect from closeness with others, and what to expect when being visible to others. These predictions live below conscious thought. They show up as tension, bracing, withdrawal, numbness, hyperindependence, people pleasing, emotional flooding. These are not flaws that we have. These are adaptive neural strategies that once made sense. Neuroplastic change requires more than reframing our beliefs. The nervous system needs to experience safety different than it did before. This means staying present and sensing the body while emotion moves through the body, and tolerating uncertainty without collapsing, feeling supported while being vulnerable, and very importantly, noticing when something goes differently than we expected. So this is why approaches that integrate the body like EMDR, somatic therapy, IFS, and attachment-based work support deeper, more lasting change. I also integrate the Enneagram into my work, and this adds a really important layer because it helps us understand how each nervous system learns to survive differently. Each Enneagram type reflects a patterned focus of attention, a habitual emotional strategy, a somatic orientation towards the world, and a specific way that safety was preserved early on. When we heal, we don't erase our Enneagram pattern. Healing expands the nervous system's capacity. The nervous system no longer needs to rely on these patterns so rigidly. When neuroplastic learning is underway, people often describe less urgency in their body, more choice before reacting, emotions moving instead of getting stuck, and identity feeling more spacious and optimistic. People experience their self-trust growing quietly. Healing often feels really subtle at first, but with that consistency, the healing process can also be magical and hugely transformative. Throughout this series, we will be exploring my holistic approach to healing that integrates EMDR, IFS or parts work, somatic work, and the Enneagram. So stay tuned if you'd like to learn more about how neuroplastic change can be activated using these modalities.